Binance US had a small win in court yesterday, and Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson lashes out against the media. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody Buffington. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop our latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, this is not financial advice, and we wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Data from on-chain analytics firm Sentiment shows Bitcoin supply on crypto exchanges has slipped to its lowest levels since February 2018. A large drop came recently after the US Securities and Exchange Commission accused major exchanges Binance and Coinbase of offering unregistered securities to US customers, with a 6.5% supply leaving exchanges in the past week. Data shows that the supply has been steadily falling since 2020 when it peaked in the depths of the bear market. This suggests traders and investors have been continually taking their Bitcoin off exchanges in favor of self-custody. We also have a great article on the timeline of the SEC and Binance story on our website, which we'll put in the recommended reading down below. The Bank of China's investment banking arm BOCI issued a tokenized security on Ethereum in Hong Kong. BOCI offered 200 million CNH or $28 million of structured notes, with Swiss banking giant UBS underwriting the issuance and placing with clients in Asia Pacific. This was the first time a Chinese financial institution issued tokenized securities on a public blockchain in Hong Kong. Major banks like Citigroup and Bank of America have predicted the tokenization of real-world assets, an umbrella term for traditional financial products such as notes and bonds, which can boost crypto adoption and drive trillions of dollars in value to blockchains. Crypto payment service provider Ripple continues to see global adoption of its payment services despite a long-winded legal battle with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission over its XRP token. Sandy Young, Ripple's managing director for Europe and the United Kingdom, unpacked the firm's growing remit worldwide despite ongoing regulatory scrutiny in the United States. Cryptocurrency exchanges and businesses have clashed with the US regulators over the past year, with a lack of regulatory clarity threatening to stifle innovation and adoption of blockchain-based services, systems, and cryptocurrencies. Meanwhile, the European Union is well on its way to institute a set of requirements and standards for the crypto industry across the continent after the long-awaited markets in crypto assets legislation was signed into law on May 31st. Young said the lawsuit is very isolated to US regulations or the lack of clarity and certainty thereof. It almost accentuates the kind of environment that we have in Europe and the United Kingdom. Young added that Ripple continues to foster private-public partnerships and open dialogue with regulators and policymakers, with both parties educating each other as the industry develops. It does enable business to grow and innovation to happen. In a European context, Young believes the new regulatory framework will facilitate a level playing field that fosters healthy competition and innovation in the cryptocurrency space while driving adoption among traditional financial players. The Ordinals protocol introduced on-chain file inscriptions on Bitcoin, but now with the recursive inscriptions, a whole new world unfolds. Using a new function, inscriptions can request content from others, unlocking powerful possibilities. For profile picture collections, inscribing traits and using code to render images replaces inscribing individual JPEG files. This saves costs and storage, and on-chain monkeys took it further by inscribing popular code packages like p5.js and 3.js on-chain. They used recursion to create stunning 3D art under 1 kilobyte in their dimensions drop. Now, anyone can leverage these inscribed packages to create affordable generative art. Imagine a repository of contributed code packages, enabling groundbreaking use cases exceeding 4 megabytes. Developers can now create fully on-chain 3D video games, transforming Bitcoin into an internal internet where files seamlessly interact. To explore this innovation, the official Ordinals Explorer is now supporting recursive inscriptions. We've also just posted a video on the top BRC20 tokens, which you can find linked in the description below. We have a cool new project on our radar, and that's our partners at Ethlas. The reason why is it has the potential to be the next Valve of Web3. For those of you who don't know about the Valve Corporation, it's the game development studio that created legendary games like Half-Life, Counter-Strike, and Dota 2, among others. After that, Valve started Steam. Steam was developed back in the 2000s just to upgrade Valve games, and later grew into a huge platform that now has over 34,000 games with over 132 million monthly active users. So you may be wondering, how is Ethlas similar to Valve? First of all, they already have a handful of popular games like Battle Showdown, which is a platform shooter where partner NFT projects can easily plug and play their NFTs in the game. Plus, they've also ventured into the Web2 gaming scene with titles on the Google Play and App Store, including Como Valley Virtual Pet Sim and My Pizza Story Idle Resource Management. And following the footsteps of Steam, they're building a platform that can be used as a backbone of games infrastructure. They call it Ethlas Web3 Services. It offers Ready NFT, which is a plug-and-play gaming solution, AI-powered Discord community management tools, and C-True, which is an all-in-one identification security solution. The team is full of heavy hitters from former Grab Super App to ex-Google, JP Morgan, and Airbnb. It's a great pedigree for building out the Web3 economy, and the smart money knows this and is following them as well. Big names like Sequoia Capital, Dragonfly Capital, and Makers Fund are among the early investors in Ethlas. Ethlas Studios will become a gaming behemoth. With their ELS token launch, you can have a say in its long-term growth, evolution, and use it to gain access to the Ethlas Web3 services, offering blockchain security, payment solutions, and game infrastructure. Therefore, Ethlas is the ultimate destination for gamers and blockchain enthusiasts alike. Whether you're a gamer, a game studio, or a project looking to integrate crypto payments, Ethlas has a solution for you. For more information, check out the links in the description below.
What we're seeing is that the judicial and legislative branches of our government, separation of powers, are starting to weigh in on this topic. The judicial system is questioning the SEC's decisions here. And so we think this is a good thing. We actually think this is going to be in the courts and in legislation for perhaps years.
Binance US and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission have agreed to work on an arrangement that will allow the exchange to avoid freezing all of its assets. On June 14th, the U.S. District Judge Amy Berman Jackson referred the two organizations to a magistrate judge to work towards a compromise arrangement to protect customer funds without having to shut down the exchange. Jackson said in a hearing, shutting it down completely would create significant consequences, not only for the company, but also for digital asset markets in general. Judge Jackson noted she wouldn't come to a final decision on the SEC's motion for a temporary restraining order until the two parties had worked through the situation with the magistrate. An update on the negotiations made with the magistrate has been scheduled for the end of business hours on June 15th, and additionally she noted that the SEC and Binance US seemed not that far apart when it came to reaching an agreement on the matter. Before Judge Jackson reached her decision at the end of the hearing, former SEC enforcement attorney John Reed Stark wrote on Twitter that there was a lot of conflict between what each party wanted to get out of the hearing. That doesn't mean that the judge cannot offer a compromise and find common ground. The SEC filed an emergency motion for a temporary restraining order on Binance US on June 6 after accusing Binance CEO CZ of being able to access Binance US customer funds. The United States Securities Regulator has asked for 4 more months to provide a response to Coinbase's request for crypto regulatory clarity. In a June 13th letter submitted to the U.S. court, the Securities and Exchange Commission said it needed an additional 120 days to reply to Coinbase's request that it adopt new rules and provide further regulatory clarity on laws governing crypto. The letter was in response to the court's June 6 order to the SEC, which asked the regulator to address if it's denying the rulemaking or if it needs more time to respond. The SEC said it had not decided which action to take on the petition in whole or in part, and claimed Coinbase's request had no merit. The regulator claimed that the petition should be denied, but anticipated it would be able to make a recommendation on Coinbase's petition for rulemaking within the next 120 days. In response to the letter, Coinbase Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal informed his Twitter followers that the SEC has repeated the fallacy that it was yet to decide on any new regulation. He added the letter ignored clear statements from the SEC Chair Gary Gensler that the SEC has no intent to issue new rules. They refuse to commit to any deadline despite the court's explicit orders. Input Output Global co-founder Charles Hoskinson called out CoinDesk for reporting the platform's restructuring process as just a layoff story, as he tweeted that IOG has been moving towards a venture studio model for 18 months in a public way. Hoskinson then revealed plans for the platform revamping into a venture studio model with a smaller core business model. The program has involved eliminating redundant or irrelevant groups to align with the new business model. IOG is set to spin out Prism, Midnight, and Lace as separate companies. Prism will specialize in an identity framework, Midnight will focus on data privacy and zero-knowledge technology, while Lace will concentrate on wallet technology. Hoskinson also highlighted that each spun-out company will eventually have its own CEO, staff, and investors operating independently under the parent company. Hoskinson mentioned that the reduction in staff primarily occurred at the executive level with IOG. IOG has already appointed CEOs for Midnight and RealFi, who have subsequently hired additional personnel. That's it for Altcoin Buzz News Update. I'm your host, Cody Buffington. Thanks for watching.